I'm here with Dr. Sears. He is a professor of medicine at McMaster University, but he actually looks really closely at the impacts of pollution on health. And today we made a big announcement. We said that there is going to be a price on pollution across the country because we know there's a cost to pollution. It's not just extreme weather that we're seeing. It's not just long-term impacts of pollution on climate change. It's actually direct impacts on health. So maybe talk about why pollution is such a concern, something that you've studied. What have you found from your research?
Well, you know, the first thing a child does when it's born, it takes a big breath and says, fresh air. We want to keep it that way. I mean, we're all breathing air. By the time a child is at the age of these children we've seen today, 10 or 12, they've breathed about 18 million times, something like that. And if they're breathing air that contains contaminants or pollutants or allergens, these are all likely to impact their health.
Well, so it's interesting because we look at what happened when the Ontario government phased out coal. So once they got rid of coal, they went from 53 smog days to 0, and they actually saw an immediate impact on people who had respiratory diseases were able to breathe easier, a real decrease in asthma. Teachers talked about that. So is this something like, you know, taking action to tackle pollution, is that something that's going to have a positive impact on people?
I think it must be positive. I mean, we're seeing now just the beginnings of what could be a real major climate change, and we've got now the time to reverse that before it gets to the severe stage. I mean, the things that could impact health, for instance, just if we talk about increasing temperatures from this pollution, that encourages more plant growth of certain types. The extra carbon dioxide in the air acts as a fertilizer almost to these plants. So you get more pollens and more potent pollens, which are the things which can cause some people allergies.
Right.
So part of the concern about climate change is increasing pollens, increasing plant growth, as well as the other major concern I think a lot of people have is that if the sea levels are rising and we're getting more extreme weather, we get more dampness, more mold, and those are all going to affect people's health as well.
So there are very short-term impacts of pollution. There are the long-term impacts of pollution causing climate change on health. I mean, I think that the message here is that there is a price on pollution and we're paying it right now, and we need to make sure that we're taking action. And this is based on the science. This is on good science. And so I want to thank you for your research. We make decisions based on science. It's really important.
Well, it's great to be able to follow children from their early stages as we're doing with a big study we're running across Canada now, looking at the impacts of the environment as well as their genes, as well as their food, as well as all the other impacts on child health. But the environment has a big impact on the way children grow and develop.
So healthier environment, healthy children, and that's
like
what
that.
we want.
Yes.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you. Pleasure.
Thanks.